Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's GeneralTarheel, your coach of the Charizards, bringing you the P4G Next Generation Season 1 Week 8 battle versus Coach ReclessBat and the TexasTyrantrums. Coming into Week 8, we did pick up a nice win last week against Coach All Blitz Demo and the California Cast Forums, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. So, as for this week, I kind of had a delayed match coming in here with Nick or Reckless. And that was kind of on my part. I was coming back home from spring break and everything for school, and then I ended up getting sick. So not only did we have to work around me coming back from school when it was already hectic, finishing up that week of school, when I got here I got sick, and I'm still sick, and I'm recording this the evening I'm uploading it. So I rushed the crap out of this team build. I'm already going to say I played horribly, so you already know how this is going to go. And I just felt kind of bad about it, because I was not capable of giving 100% for multiple parts of this, so it's kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. And one thing I noticed is that the past 3 weeks of P4G, I have brought 7 Mons and just changed them around every week for the past 3. Bringing only 7 Mons for 3 weeks. I'm just gonna make myself very predictable from here on out. Okay, but enough of that shenanigans, because that just says too much. I'm quickly gonna go over my team. I'm not going over his roster or anything. Like I said, I'm still sick, and I just want to get this recording done with so I can go ahead and do APA as well. So quickly, I just have a Cure in Black with Babiri Berry to deal with his Genesect. It is Hidden Power Fire, Ice Beam, and Fusion Bolt with Roost, because Babiri Berry, even though it's going to take the hit, it's still going to be doing a lot to me, so I'd like to Roost up on some of his slower mons afterwards just so I can still put in work on the rest of his team, since Genesect is going to be his best revenge killer. Mega Diancie does have Rock Polish, Diamond Storm, and... Rock Polish, Diamond Storm, Moonblast, and Hidden Power Fire. And then next up I have a defensive Blastoise with Rapid Spin, Roar, Scald, and Toxic, I believe. I believe that's correct. And then he did have I had the Apothecary on Blastoise for that. This is for some other mon he had. I don't even know. He didn't bring it. I know that, but Entei was kind of a defensive Entei again. I understand why Jock suggested this, but I don't know. Defensive Entei doesn't really work out for me too well, it seems like. Excuse me. It's more so for the Genesect of his physical or even special. Weavile, I can take a hit from Gardevoir too if I need to, especially the Moonblast, stuff like that. Forget, there's a few other Pokemon I also had for on his team, but they're irrelevant right now, so we're forgetting them. Tangrowth is Assault Vest, so it's very helpful for some members of his team. And lastly, a Selgor is just, did I run Focus Sash again? I think I just ran Focus Sash again. Bug Buzz, Hidden Power Fire, of course, U-Turn, and Final Gambit, because I just want to destroy a Pokemon with it. Basically that simple. And as we see, he decided to bring the Golbat, Genesect, Weavile, Suicune, Uxie, and Gardevoir. And when I was trying to just look off what I wanted to lead, I felt like my best option was just a Selgor, because it matched up very nicely versus the rest of his team, all except for Golbat, and I wasn't so sure if Golbat wanted to risk being a lead versus a possible Diancie Stealth Rock lead. So that's why I opted to lead with my a Selgor. But as we kick off the battle versus Nick, we do see that he does want to lead with his Golbat. He did tell me later on that he did predict the Selgor lead, so that was good on his part. I wasn't like a lead Spikes Selgor, but I just felt like it had the best lead option versus Golbat. So as we're just kicking off the battle right here, I just go for the U-turn, assuming he's gonna go for his own U-turn right here, which was really unfortunate. I could have just clicked Final Gambit. I was really considering a turn 1, but Golbat's not that much of a threat to my team, and I'd rather keep the Final Gambit for something that it is. So I'm just gonna go into Diancie on switch in. I'm expecting a U-turn, just a slow U-turn in his favor, but he opts to go for the Super Fang, which takes Diancie down to 50% really early on in the match, which is actually pretty annoying. And he'll just decide to go into Suicune here. I just decided to click Diamond Storm still. Still allows me to scout, like, what kind of bulk investment this Suicune has. So as we go for the Diamond Storm, we'll be doing a hefty amount to the Suicune, showing that it's actually just a, more likely a HP and a speed invested Suicune, no defense or anything like that. Because I will just opt to go for the Moonblast right here on the next turn, just because I want to go and get this Suicune down low. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult with my team. And there's also a chance that he decides to go for, like, say a Calm Mind or a Substitute right here, and I could benefit off from that, considering there was a chance I put him in a range where he could not actually click Substitute. But we get the Moonblast with the special attack drop, as he just opted to go for that. But he goes for a Scald, and of course, we lived on one, but luckily he gets the burn, so the special attack drop didn't, like, actually matter, since he went and got the burn kill still. And right now, I'm just going to go into Cure him, because I do threaten this thing out with a Volt Strike in order to kill. And I don't know why I just predict the Uxie coming in here, because Ice Beam would have given me more damage. But I just opted to go for the Fusion Bolt because I do get to scout this type of Uxie. That was my only reasoning, but at the same time there was no reason he was going to stay in with Suicune because I have Entei in the back. So he just goes into Uxie here, and I'm just going to click Ice Beam. I know he's just probably getting up Stealth Rocks. There's nothing I can really do against that. I'm just going to deal with it. It's fine. And he gets his lefties, and right here on the next turn, for some reason I was predicting to just go into something else to eat the Ice Beam, so I opted to go for a Fusion Bolt. I think it was just in case he went Carnivore and switch in, like if it was a Spadef Carnivore, because Fusion Bolt would be able to two-shot that. But I opted to just go for the Foul Play, and that does absolutely nothing because I have more of a special attack Cure him. I don't have any attack investment this week, and right here, I'll just opt to go for the Ice Beam. I was hoping this was going to kill when I went for the Fusion Bolt the other time, but we were just short. And that's really unfortunate because it would have been nice just to lower differential. Yeah. So as he'll just U-turn out here with his Uxie, he'll go right into his Gardevoir. This makes me believe that is Scarf, so I just want to go ahead and switch out. But I'm just going to go right into Tangrowth, which is ideal. Because otherwise you think he'd just go into his Genesect, which is already going to destroy my team at this rate. But goes into guard, which is still smart because otherwise Cure him isn't killing it unless I held my Icy, or if I did have Iron Head in the back, which I didn't. But he goes for Thunder Wave on my Tangrowth, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to make a switch out here into Blastoise. One, I wasn't sure if he was going to stay in, and I really want to get rid of these hazards. And two, I can still take a hit and make sure I still get off the Rapid Spin. So not really too worried about his bulk at this point because I don't see myself winning. I was really negative going into my battles this week, but it's okay. So I get off a Rapid Spin, get rid of the hazards. He shows these leftovers Gardevoir. Jesus Christ. And I'm alive, I swear to God. Hashtag under the weather. He'll go for the Psychic. It's like, okay. That's just damage Tangrowth's gonna use. Like, okay, Future Sight's coming in, I'll eat that too. I was like, oh my god, that's damage. I totally forgot Future Sight does 120 base. I did no clue. I had no clue. That's actually really cool. It really is. You know, look for that in the future. But yeah, what sucked on that pair is that click knockoff. It would have done a solid 35% to Gardevoir, and it would have gotten rid of its leftovers, which would have been ideal. I don't know how much HP investment if he had any, but it would have been around 30%. Getting rid of its leftovers just would have been nice for Entei right here. As I go into Entei right here, I'm just going to click Sacred Fire. He doesn't fear it being banded, he just stays in, and it does around 50%, as he will just click Thunder Wave again. Now my Entei is paralyzed. Now, even if he is a Wish Gardevoir, he's going to die here to another Sacred Fire. His best play is to go into Suicune and just try and get a rest off versus my Entei. That was my thought process. So I was going to go into Cure on his bit to jeez, to his potential switch in to Suicune. But he stays in and he clicks Psychic, and I just question why. Because Gardevoir 1v1 the rest of my team if he helped it a little bit healthier than this, which basically after the leftovers. But if my Entei stayed in and it just clicked Sacred Fire, that Gardevoir would have been dead. I don't know why he said he was trying to sack it. Gardevoir actually beat the rest of my team. He should have known that too. Entei was the only thing that could have got a lot of damage off it. Selgor wasn't even killing it, even if I was Choice Specs, he even lived to Bug Buzz and stuff from more HP investment. So if he just kept it decently healthy, then it would have been fine. And I knew he probably wanted to get a rest off its weaker at one point, because I know he did have it. But he just opted to just go that route, and it worked out for him. So now I'm just like, whatever, I'm just going to try and finish this game. I'm going to a Selgor, and I'm just clicking Final Gambit. I know at this point I already lose to Weavile and Genesect, so the game's over. I felt like I lost a matchup anyways, to be completely honest. I wasn't really looking forward to this match. Genesect is a really good mod in my opinion. They're kind of hating on it, but I don't really see it as too much as a low tier Uber. That's kind of a steal, and I probably should invest in it. I don't know if this guy drafted before me or not, but probably should have looked into it, honestly. And right here, I didn't even notice the Dow's machine on the back of his Genesect's back, but it really doesn't matter at this point because Genesect will just be able to clean up the rest of my team. So we are unfortunately going to lose 5-0 to the TexasTyrantrums, and I am taking full responsibility. I felt like I did not. My team was good, I felt like, but it's just the fact I don't know if I played well completely. I mean, I assumed him to make a play that would put him at the best possible position, but he was already in a good position, so I understand why he didn't make that play before, or if he just didn't think of it. But with Gardevoir and Suicune. But other than that, his team just was overall better than mine, because I could hardly break that Gardevoir otherwise. I was considering putting Iron Head on Kyurem over Roost, but I felt like Roost was just going to be helpful for more longevity. But versus his team, it was definitely not the correct answer, because Gardevoir proved to be an issue that entire match, and that was not ideal at all. So, yeah, but that's unfortunate. But look at the bright side, I have a nice haircut now, so your boy looks nice and clean. So that'll be it from P4G this week, guys. I'm sorry that was a really sucky battle on my part, but make sure to check out Nick and to see how well he actually performed in this match and his reasoning behind everything that went on his side. The TexasTyrantrums. He played a very solid game and he had a very nice prep. So make sure to check him out as always, as well as everyone else out in the league. But that'll be it for me this week for P4G Next Gen. I'll make sure to bring it back next week, I promise to y'all. And make sure to look forward to APA this week as we take on my boy Kyle in the Miami. Damn, I am so sick. Miami Don fans, sub, like, share, deuces.